What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Land of the Stars. I'm Jordan, and we're back today with another episode of the DeAgostini Millennium Falcon from Fanhome. And we are just plowing along as we're getting towards getting done with this model. Like 69%. Like, there's a joke in there. I'm going to go ahead and just leave it for you all to kind of figure out. But, am I right? We're basically reaching, like, we're 2/3 of the way done with this model. And in the grand scope of things, like, it's kind of amazing to think that what started as a journey at the beginning of this channel has kind of culminated, and we're kind of in the finishing steps of building this model. And we're about to do something pretty cool. This is a completely different sort of assembly than we've done in this build, and it's something that I'm excited to bring to you guys today, because I don't have to bring out a giant frame section. I can actually work on this model on one workbench, and it's not going to be super complicated, because we're just going to be assembling some of our pieces here to create the engine cover of this very iconic spaceship. So let's go ahead and move on to stage 68, which means we need to open up package 67. All right, so here is package 68. It's a joke. We start with 67. As I said in the last episode, it's kind of like one of those things where you're like, what? We're going to be opening what for what stage? And you're not opening this stage. This isn't that stage. I don't know. Like, we don't question what happens here. So we'll go ahead and start with taking a look. Oh, looks like the package is already slightly open here. Hope I'm not missing any parts. Let's go ahead and take a look at our magazine real fast. And talking a little bit about the Mandalorian starfighters. I think it's called a Comrec or something like that. Or it's a Gauntlet class, which you see most recently Bo-Katan flying in the latest seasons of The Mandalorian. There is, oh goodness me, that is Pre-Vizsla right there with the dark saber. Very cool. Talking a little bit about the syndicates, the Pikes. Let's see here. That is going to be Black Sun. That's going to be the Pikes. Of course, we have the Hutts, Han, and Jabba, when Jabba was originally like supposed to look something completely different. And then some of the designs for Jabba the Hutt. And here is Jabba, what he was supposed to look like in the original thought process, but they decided to go with the worm instead. I'm kind of interested to see how the Hutts are going to be used going forward. And then we have our instructions. All right, so while we have our instructions, let's go ahead and open our stage 67 and 68 parts. Let's go ahead and start with 67. I am actually very pleased, because I have been waiting for these parts for so long now, and glad that this build is resuming, because we are getting so close to being done. All right, so yeah, our whole panel here. There are going to be 18 little screws, and those are all the screws that we're going to be using for this entire setup. We have a couple of these pieces here, and then we have over there. I was like, okay, are we missing pieces? All right, so there's 67 all unpackaged. Let's go ahead and grab one of our little cups here, get our screws out without getting a mess. Possibly, probably, maybe. Did I do it? I did. Amazing. All right. Excellent. Now let's go ahead and get stage 68 opened up. Get these panels out. Make sure we're all clear. We are good to go. All right. So a couple more whole panel sections. Our panels. And our clips to hold everything in place. All right, excellent. So let's go ahead and start. We're going to grab TP21 and TP23. So 21 is going to be this one here, as you can see stamped in there. And TP23 is going to be this one here, as you can see stamped in there. Excellent. So we're going to go ahead and flip these over. Is that correct? They go together like that. So flip these over just like so. And what we're going to do, looks like we're going to Get these clipped into place. Oh, I see. So there's a bit of a slope in here, as you can see. Oh. There we go. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and just spill some of these out on the table. Get that hooked into place. Try to be smooth. Grab the pH 1 here, which is a little bit big for these screws. Let me go ahead and grab my pH 0. There we go. And you don't need 3-in-1 oil for this model, as this model is pre-threaded. Excellent. There we go. But as of course, whenever you're threading into plastic, do be careful. You don't want to over torque these, as you can strip them out. And it's not necessary for you to super tighten them down. Oh my. I've been building a few stages today, and sometimes you always, at least for me, I don't know about you guys when you're building a bunch of part work stages, but there comes a point where you just kind of get a little loosey-goosey with the stages. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and grab TP23 and line it up over the top. And then go ahead and fix that in place. 3 more of our screws. Holding it in place so that it doesn't move until at least our first screw is put in place. There we go. Excellent. And one more. And go through and tighten all these up. Not over torquing, but just making sure they're tight. Excellent. There we go. That's what that looks like. Very cool. And what we're going to do, we're going to grab the second connector here and get these lined up properly as well. There's only one way where the screws will properly screw in. There we go. Do the same thing we just did. And this, obviously, I'm pretty familiar with all these pieces from having done the perfect grade, as I've mentioned before. And we're just building the area right above the engine cover area. And the ends around here is where the thrust vector plates are going to go. There we go. Excellent. And we're going to go ahead and grab the last little bit of our edge piece here. And let's grab a couple more of our screws. Get that lined up. Holding in place until I get the first one in. And I can let it down. Oop. These brass screws have a very fine head on them. Probably go pH 00 if we wanted to here, but not necessary. All right, excellent. So let's go ahead and flip that over. That looks cool. Very, very cool. All right. Now, what I'm going to do real fast, just for sake of reference, I'm going to take a pencil. I am marking on the model where the 3 colored panels are, just for my own reference later on. Excellent. Now, we're going to go, it's going to be right here. And same thing. Screws right over the top. Excellent. There we go. Now, what we are going to do is align this piece up here. There we go. And it will only line up one proper way, so you might have to kind of work with the fitment a little bit. There we go. I may have over-torqued that one a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't show up on the other side of the model. This makes me a little nervous. There we go. Let's go ahead and see how that turned out. Oh, very nice. All right. Well, that's stage 68, my friends. Very quick, but very important stage. That turned out really good. Now, all of these holes and all that, this is where we're going to be fixing a bunch of greeblies and all of that jazz. So don't worry about all that. We'll be taking care of that in the coming stages. But for now, let's go ahead and move on to stage 69. Am I right? All right, here's stage 69. Let's go ahead and take a look at the magazine here, the training cruiser, the Crucible. This was from the Clone Wars TV show. Hu Yang, who you may recognize from the latest seasons of Ahsoka. Very, very old character, like 25,000 years old. And then talking about smugglers, we got a little bit of my favorite Star Wars here. Talking about Rebels and then Han and Chewie. Different partnerships between smugglers. And talking about Lando and Lobot. And then our parts and assembly. 69 is a very simple stage. This is what it looks like. I'm not going to bust out the frame because it's just large and ungainly, and I don't want to just like put it on there for no reason. So, well, I say that I'm going to need somewhere to put this. So I guess at the end of the stage, we'll go ahead and bust out the frame and take a look to see how it looks and set it down in place. So let's go ahead and get our parts put into place. Well, parts put into place, our parts opened up. Let's go ahead and get that package opened up here. And this is obviously, this one is from DeAgostini, Brazil, so Planeta. And I think, what's this little pieces of plastic or paper that you get inside? Excellent. Now, all we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and grab this piece here. This one looks like it fits in just like so. Perfect. We're going to do the same thing as we've done before. And our last piece here. Then we're going to go ahead and grab the straight connector. And following the way that there's only one way to do this properly, go ahead and dump the rest of our screws out. And go ahead and start here at the bottom. Run up along the side. getting everything all held down and secured in place. There we go. Excellent. Get our next screw loaded up and ready for action. Then, by process of elimination, without even following the instructions, really, as I can kind of infer, we're going to go ahead and slot that panel in place right there. And where I'm going to connect it first is going to be right here. And then I'm just going to work my way around. All right, that side's done. Got 3 more screws to run for the day. And this might be the end of my recording for the day. We'll see. We shall see. It's always fun getting to build large swaths of the model, I got to be quite honest with you. So I really do enjoy building this one. All right, so they do give us 1 extra screw. There we go. All right, so that's what that looks like from underneath. Pretty simple little, I don't know, H-style frame there. And there it is. Stage 69 complete. All right, let me go grab the frame, and let's go ahead and take a look at some results and see how everything turned out today. All right. Here's the frame. God, this thing is huge. All right. I can't even get it all on screen in one spot. So here it is. Let's just go ahead and get it temporarily affixed into place. You can see that there's big screw holes along here that will eventually be covered up with different things. But, my friends, there it is. We've completed the entire top of the frame. All of our hull panels are on. Holy crap, you guys. When we say that we're getting close to finishing it up, the bottom has been painted. I could take this outside and do things to it. Inappropriate, my friend. But there it is, guys. The frame is full of different panels. And let's go ahead and leave that sitting there just as so. Kind of over its little set screws. There it is. Oh my goodness, you guys. That is a large swath of the model complete, with 3 packages getting emptied out and a bunch of things getting put together. So there it is, my friends, stages 67, 68, and 69, but really for the sake of this episode, 68 and 69. And we will be coming back in the next episode and moving on with the rest of this pack in stages 70 and 71 as we start marching on towards being at the 3/4 of the way mark, which is just absolutely crazy for me to say. Like, my goodness, we're already almost done with this build, which is going to be really cool because we get to start thinking about what is coming next. So there it is, my friends. It was a fun, nice little build, and one that was actually very satisfying to get done, I do have to say. So that's what I got for you guys today, and I just want to say thank you. I know that there was a million things y'all could have done today. Instead, you spent a couple minutes with me, watching me build a model, and I think that's pretty damn cool. If you guys have any questions or comments, tips, tricks, please leave them down below. Like to support the channel, please like and subscribe. And my friends, until we see each other again, I hope you all have a wonderful day in this beautiful world wherever you happen to be. And just remember that the Force will be with you always.